Ever feel like you were born in the wrong era? Trust me, you weren't. You just missed out on the plague pits, the volcanic winters, and rulers who thought a sharpened stake was the peak of legal reform. Today, we're looking at 15 historical chapters so absolutely cursed they make your current problems look like a luxury retreat. Welcome to the history books edited for maximum chaos. Number 1. Vlad's grotesque landscaping. Living under Vlad the Impaler was like having the world's most psychotic HOA president. If you violated a rule, you didn't get a fine. You became a permanent lawn ornament. Vlad was the pioneer of cancel culture, except instead of losing your account, you lost your life from the bottom up. He famously curated entire forests of impaled bodies, which made life a nightmare for the local mailmen. Is the shop past the weeping merchant or the fourth guy on a stick? It was a society run on pure, pants-wetting terror by a man whose only answer to any problem was a wooden stake. Number 2. The Great Smog of 1952. London in 1952 didn't just have bad weather, it was essentially hotboxed by Satan. For 5 days, a yellow, greasy fog of coal pollution wrapped the city in a toxic blanket. It was so thick you couldn't see your own hands, making the simple act of walking a lethal game of blind man's buff. People were weaponizing their own breathing, and 12,000 paid the price. It was the ultimate self-inflicted disaster. It's cold, let's burn the dirtiest dirt we can find all at once. Buses had to be led by conductors with torches, like a demonic parade through a nightmare. Number 3. The Kill 'Em All Crusade. The Albigensian Crusade was a masterclass in corporate-level stupidity. When the Crusaders reached Béziers, they realized the city was a mix of heretics and good Catholics. The commander, not being a man of detail, asked how to tell them apart. The official response? Kill them all. God will know his own. It's the historical version of your boss deleting the entire server because one file was slightly buggy. They slaughtered 20,000 people because sorting was too much paperwork. Number 4. The year the sun quit. If you woke up in 536 AD, you'd think the universe forgot to pay the electric bill. For 18 months, a volcanic fog turned the world into a dark, freezing twilight. It was the planet's ultimate goth phase. Crops failed, empires crumbled, and people just started eating dirt. Roman historians noted the sun had no more light than the moon. It was a global 500-day-long case of the Mondays, where everyone was just hungry, cold, and waiting for the sky to stop being a jerk. Number 5. Magellan's Scurvy Circus. Joining Magellan's voyage was essentially signing up for the worst reality show in history. Your gums would rot over your teeth, old scars would randomly reopen, and you'd eat leather straps soaked in seawater just to feel something. Rats became high-end delicacies sold for a premium. Out of 270 men, only 18 made it back, looking like human raisins who probably never wanted to see a puddle of water ever again. Number 6. The Black Death Simulation. The Black Death was nature trying to rage quit the simulation. It wasn't just a bug, it was a feature that gave you black, pus-filled boils before you died screaming. The medical advice was the funniest part. Go sit in a sewer to escape the bad air. Brilliant! Go to the one place that's even more disgusting to avoid getting sick. It wiped out half of Europe, proving that when the Earth decides it's done with you, it doesn't mess around. Number 7. The Viking Surprise Visit. Living on a coast in the Viking Age was a 24/7 anxiety attack. You're just mending nets, and then you see a longship. That's not a cruise, it's a delivery service for pain. Vikings were the world's worst house guests. They'd break your stuff, steal your gold, burn your house, and then kidnap you. Your only defense strategy was to hope you could run faster than your neighbor Dave. Sorry, Dave, but your bad knees are my ticket to survival.
Number 8. The Year Without a Summer. In 1816, the Earth decided to be emo for a full year. A massive volcanic eruption on the other side of the globe filled the sky with ash, causing snow to fall in June. Imagine trying to grow corn and ending up with a snowman. It was dark, cold and miserable everywhere. The only silver lining? The terrible weather kept Mary Shelley indoors long enough to rate Frankenstein. So humanity got a classic monster out of global starvation. Small wins. Number 9. Success as a Soviet crime. Being a kulak in the 1930s was like winning a lottery where the prize was a trip to a frozen wasteland. If you were a farmer who was actually good at your job, maybe you had an extra cow, the government saw you as a greedy capitalist pig. Your reward for feeding the country? Having your farm seized and being shipped to Siberia. It was a system where competence was a crime, proving that no good deed goes unpunished when the state is allergic to success. Number 10. The Meat Grinder Wars. The American Civil War was a perfect storm of 19th century tech meeting 18th century logic. Generals ordered men to march in neat, polite rows directly into a hail of bullets from high-accuracy rifles. It was like a game of Red Rover, but with cannonballs. If the lead didn't get you, the doctors would. Amputations with rusty saws and zero anesthesia were the standard. You were actually more likely to be killed by your own camp hygiene than by the enemy. Number 11. The Spanish Flu's Encore. The 1918 flu was like the Black Death's faster, more efficient younger brother. It showed up just as World War I was ending, specifically targeting young, healthy people. It killed between 50 and 100 million souls, dwarfing the war's body count. Cities ran out of coffins so fast they had to use steam shovels for mass graves. It was a brutal reminder that a microscopic organism can do more damage than any bomb we've ever built. Number 12. 0 Year in Cambodia. Living under the Khmer Rouge was a social experiment run by homicidal maniacs. Pol Pot decided to create a perfect farming utopia by declaring modern life the enemy. They emptied cities at gunpoint and executed anyone who looked too smart, even people who just wore glasses. In 4 years, they killed a quarter of their own population through overwork and execution. It was a descent into a madness that defies every ounce of human logic. Number 13. The 900-Day Freeze. The siege of Leningrad was 900 days of unfiltered agony. The goal was simple: starve 3 million people to death. Temperatures hit 40 below zero with no power or water. People ate their pets, then leather belts, then wallpaper paste. The streets were lined with frozen bodies that no one had the strength to move. It was a slow, starving descent into hell that tested the absolute limit of what a human being can endure. Number 14. The Great Fire of Incompetence. The Great Fire of London in 1666 was a disaster made worse by legendary laziness. When the Lord Mayor was first told about the fire, he reportedly said a woman could piss it out and went back to sleep. By the time he woke up, a quarter of the city was toast. Their fix was to blow up houses with gunpowder to stop the flames, which mostly just spread the fire with a bang. It was a masterclass in how to fail a city. Number 15. Pompeii's Surprise Photo Op. Being in Pompeii in 79 AD was winning the worst lottery in history. You're just vibing, maybe planning to go to the baths, and then the hill next door turns into 100,000 atomic bombs. The sky went black, and then the pyroclastic surge, a 1,000-degree cloud of gas, hit at 100 miles per hour. You didn't even have time to yell. You were flash-cooked into a permanent statue, becoming a tourist attraction for the next 2,000 years. History wasn't a golden age. It was a series of bad days that stayed bad for decades. So, pick your poison: a one-way ticket to Siberia or 5 days of breathing Satan's fog in London. Which era are you definitely skipping? Let me know in the comments.